G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot here. Let's have a bit of a look at some historical footage. Sorry about that. Let's see what happens when we roll camera.
There was certainly nothing outmoded about these rocket tests, part of a multi-billion-dollar American defense development plan. Cameras played a major role in the study, providing scientists with invaluable material. Jet-powered sleds served the researchers to develop gear for the pilots of supersonic jet planes. The disintegration of a rocket sled in slow motion at 3,000 exposures per second. And watch the left-hand side of your screen to see the shadow of the rocket tube, which is heading straight for the camera. On and on it comes. Wow! The camera goes on grinding. A typical American town, specially built on Yucca Flats, Nevada, awaiting the latest atom bomb test. Some thousands of troops, defense workers and scientists are to witness the fury of the nuclear blast on the assimilated town. Again, slow motion provides an amazing detailed record of the blast's effects. Another giant step in the exploration of nuclear fission. In 1953, a year to remember.
Okay YouTube, let's move on to 1957. And this is what the British Empire was doing for us as Australian colonial dominoes.
Christmas Island, the H-bomb explodes. It's a beautiful but horrifying spectacle. The sea and sky seeming to boil like a huge cauldron. Britain's first H-bomb has exploded with the power of 2 million tons of TNT, the most tremendous blast ever filmed. Seconds after the explosion, the whole sky still seems to blur as the huge cloud rises, pushing an immense shockwave before it. The atomic cloud twists into grotesque shapes, climbing tens of thousands of feet above the Pacific. Scientists say that the amount of radioactive fallout was almost negligible. Another triumph for Britain. It's the world's biggest bomb so far. The second bomb explodes 400 miles south of Christmas Island, dropped at a height of 43,000 feet. The force of 5 million tons of TNT dropped by one bomber. An explosion so great that a gigantic volume of water seems to boil in the sea itself, drawn up and spread as far as the eye can see. It's another first to Britain. The first H-bomb exploded from an operational jet bomber. Again, there's little radioactive fallout. The world's mightiest sky bomb, a horrifying weapon which might be... Official government films just released show the latest tests of atomic devices at Maralinga. Great camera towers are built to film the blasts. And there's the airfield with a huge Valiant bomber on the runway. The tests are the result of close British-Australian cooperation, and famous atomic scientist Sir William Penny arrives to supervise them. Operation Buffalo is the test's code name, an apt title in this vast uninhabited area. Centurion tanks, field guns, anti-aircraft guns and other equipment is moved into the target area, and each gun is test-fired before the blast. After Operation Buffalo, they'll be examined closely to determine exactly the effects of the heat and blast of an atomic atomic explosion. Australians have a big part in the tests, and joint British-Australian teams get equipment ready and build the different types of shelters and trenches to be tested. Full-size dummies are prepared to study the effect of blast on humans. Instruments are ready to record the explosions. Camera crews get their equipment ready as scientists await perfect weather conditions which will allow them to explode the devices with not the slightest risk of radioactive fallout. And so D-Day, the bomb-carrying Valiant is airborne. Observers are ready. Scientists await 0 hour. Radar plots the plane's course. On the target area, the military equipment, buildings and supplies are in position. In the control room, a panel shows that the atomic device is now ready for explosion. The seconds tick by. Seconds to 0 hour, and then from the huge plane comes the report, bomb away. Personnel on the ground turn their backs on the vivid explosion. The first phase of Operation Buffalo is over. Later cameramen record the second blast of the series. Remains now, and it's a vital part of the test, is to examine the target area and assess the damage. This is the result of the blast and heat of an atomic explosion. Field guns that will never fire again. Buildings buckled and wrecked. Operation Buffalo has not only provided information for attack, but information for protection from atomic attack. These devastated buildings could have been part of the city. The damage to them is scientifically assessed and camera tests.
Well, YouTube, there we have it. A brave new nuclear future as reported on Movie Tone News in 1953 and 1957, the Australian version. Let that be a prelude to the upcoming book review, Australia's Nuclear Survival Handbook. A blast from the past. Sponsored by the Australian Broadcasting Commission's Beyond 2000 television show and the Amiga Science Digest. If you ever wanted to know how to survive Armageddon, preppers, this is the 2008 official version. Wobbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.